Now let's dive deep into the big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Adriana Tender, and let's queer up lesbian and queer women. Lesbian cop faced years of degrading harassment, wins huge court settlement. A lesbian police lieutenant has won $750,000 settlement after suing a New Jersey township over alleged discrimination by its former police chief. Constance Crea accused ex-Piscataway Police Chief Thomas Mosier of persistent sexual and sexual orientation harassment. Her lawsuit detailed Mosier's degrading comments, including telling her to doll herself up and asking, "Who's mowing the grass?" A reference to her relationship with her wife. Mosier allegedly promoted a straight colleague to a position so he could stare at her in her yoga pants, and once grabbed his genitals in front of Crea while moaning. Crea's was one of 6 complaints against Mosier. Crea said she didn't report the harassment in fear of retaliation. In 2022, Mosier retired, and Crea too left the department. As part of the settlement, Crea agreed to never seek employment with Piscataway again. The lawsuit also alleged that heterosexual female officers were treated differently, with some allowed to work from home during the pandemic, while Crea was required to be in person. Mosier, who retired in 2022, also faces lawsuits alleging racial discrimination. I think that people get what's coming to them, and I'm glad that she's getting that $750,000.
Look, I think it's an important reminder that this is why we need to pass the Equality Act. People don't remember that we as LGBTQ people in most states and most communities around the United States can still legally be fired, discriminated against in employment because of our sexual orientation and gender identity. Unfortunately, that's not going to get better with the new administration. So it's really important to remember that we need to, again, protect one another. And it's unfortunate because, yes, I'm so glad she won the $750,000 settlement, but she also lost her career. Yeah. They asked her not to work for the city again. How ridiculous. I hope they asked him not to work for the city. I'm sure he's still getting his retirement benefits. It's just, it's absolutely ridiculous. It
was shocking. You were reading the story and I was thinking, mow the grass? I think maybe I was 16 when people used to, these are grown professional people. This is how you're talking to a colleague. This is how you're talking to someone at work. And then when we talk about educating people and we talk about it, having workplace protections, they try to make us out to be the bad guy. But this is not acceptable. People should not have to go through that type of discrimination just to go to work. Just to go to work, do your job, be yourself, get your pay, take care of your family. These things happen regularly, and it blows my mind. It blows my mind.
Are any of us really surprised to read this story? How many stories do we need to read of police being vulgar, racist, sexist, homophobic, costing their towns hundreds of thousands of dollars because they're either doing this sort of illegal action or brutalizing everyday Americans? This is just a problem that is so much more than just I understand hearing about the Equality Act, but we do not train or have a police force in this country that in all acts like anything other than gangsters and mafia guys half the time. And this is further proof of that when I see this. How are we supposed to trust law enforcement when we know that they're going to be acting like that? They're going to be grabbing their crotches, saying hi to their female colleagues, and this is nowhere near as bad as some of the stuff that we've seen with police when their emails have been uncovered and the awful things that they share with one another. I'm just so tired of seeing police act like this.
Why are you surprised when we have a whole president in office that says, grab him by the pussy?
Yeah.
That is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing. Queer News Tonight.